Young Thug is a name that stands out above the rest in the center of the hip-hop scene, where fame, power, and danger combine. He's not just a rapper, he's a living icon, known for his distinctive style and endearing attitude. Today we are going to look into the terrifying developments involving Young Thug's fiercest associates, a story that rocked his world. As we uncover the startling reality of what happened to Young Thug's closest associates, we learn about intrigue, treachery, and survival in this story. Young Thug's quick ascent to popularity began on the crowded streets of Atlanta. More than just friends, he found an impenetrable fraternity in this concrete jungle, which became known as his Deadliest affiliates. These people, who were united by a bond larger than merely professional ties, served as his unshakable pillars of support outside the glitz and glamour of celebrity. With Young Thug as their dynamic leader, they overcame the music industry's constant storms as a group, moving forward as one. These partners turned became Young Thug's dependable confidants, providing not just creative collaboration but also emotional fortitude in a field known for its competitiveness. They stayed together through the difficulties and victories, recognizing each significant event as a joint triumph. Together they traversed the difficult terrain, beating the odds and breaking down obstacles. Young Thug was propelled to the top of the music industry by this camaraderie. Their unbreakable relationship served as the engine that drove them to unmatched fame and prosperity. Young Thug and his toughest associates also established a legacy in the violent streets of Atlanta that would be felt throughout the hip-hop community, demonstrating that loyalty and true friendship are the ultimate ingredients for success. Young Thug had to deal with growing difficulties as his celebrity grew. The once impenetrable fraternity was put to the test like never before by the seductiveness of wealth and envy. Pressure on their togetherness increased as rivalries erupted in the competitive music industry, turning it into a battlefield. Dark forces watched over their progress, hoping to take advantage of their close-knit group and destroy it. The stakes were dangerously high as the brutal and cutthroat nature of the industry threatened to split them apart. Young Thug and his most lethal allies became embroiled in a web of betrayal and treachery, which forced them to face the true nature of their camaraderie and allegiance. The shadows hiding in the corners became more visible as the spotlight intensified, posing a threat to the entire basis of their group's ascent to the top. The once harmonious connection between Young Thug and his toughest associates was tarnished as his star continued to rise by jealousy and jealousy. The constant quest for fame and achievement produced insecurity and doubt, eroding the trust that had once brought them together. As questions and suspicions created seeds of division within the hitherto close-knit group, the fundamental foundation of their unbreakable bond faced its ultimate test. The seductive attraction of the spotlight appeared to accentuate the rifts in their friendship, endangering their unity. Young Thug discovered himself negotiating a perilous route while split between the preservation of his closest friendships and his aspirations. The precarious balance between loyalty and ambition posed an existential problem for him, requiring him to face the brutality of his fiercest associates and the tenacity of his once unbreakable fraternity. A shocking and terrifying betrayal occurred that fateful night, shattering Young Thug's existence. It was a memorable night that would permanently change the direction of his life and career. He found out that someone who was regarded as a member of his inner circle and family had been harboring bad intentions all along as the curtain of deception was peeled back. As the truth emerged, showing the double-crosser's true colors, shock and bewilderment were apparent. The deceit had devastating repercussions that spread throughout the hip-hop scene and left a path of destruction in its wake. Fans and other artists were astonished, trying to process the news that someone so vital to Young Thug's empire had turned against him. This earth-shattering revelation's aftermath set off a domino effect of events that sent shockwaves through the music business. Alliances were put to the test, friendships were put to the test, and trust was difficult to come by. Young Thug is forced to negotiate a perilous terrain of uncertainty since the basis of devotion and fraternity, which previously appeared unbreakable, has now been broken. Young Thug was forced to reassess his close network as well as his own weaknesses in the wake of this significant betrayal. He vowed to move past the betrayal, taking what he had learned from it and continuing with a fresh fortitude. This is a reminder that even in the competitive world of hip-hop, true power resides in the capacity to overcome hardship and emerge stronger than ever before. The lessons he learned from this dark chapter would go on to influence his journey towards redemption. Young Thug's inner circle was in disarray following the heartbreaking betrayal. The once close-knit gang of the Deadliest affiliates, who had remained together through thick and thin, now found themselves dispersed and split. The foundation of trust that had held them together was upended by the disclosure of the betrayer's genuine identity. In the midst of the upheaval, some members made the decision to separate themselves from the unrest and turn their backs on young Thug and the surviving members of their once unbreakable fraternity. A bright spot did, however, appear amid the debris. In spite of the difficulties, a core group of devoted allies stuck at young Thug's side, demonstrating their unflinching loyalty. These devoted few served as the foundation for young Thug to rebuild his inner circle. He was able to persist thanks to the encouragement and solidarity and emerge from the ashes of betrayal with renewed tenacity. Young Thug was inspired by the loyalty of these surviving associates, who served as a reminder that strong relationships can endure even the worst circumstances, and that true friendship is a resilient force that can get through even the most trying situations. Young Thug had amazing fortitude and character in the face of the heartbreaking betrayal. He made the decision to rise above the chaos, to resist the agony and sorrow brought on by the betrayer's deeds. Young Thug set out on a mission to look for new pals in an effort to reassemble his inner circle and rekindle the sense of trust and brotherhood he once had. In an effort to replace the vacuum created by those who had rejected him, he carefully chose people who shared his vision and ideals. He did this with unyielding conviction. In doing so, he surrounded himself with a brand new team of collaborators, creators, and fans who were bound together by their love of music and uncompromising fidelity to the rapper. This project was not without its difficulties, but young Thug's perseverance and belief in the strength of true connections paid off in the end. He learned that his spirit's tenacity and his artistic vision's strength would propel him to even higher heights as he formed new ties and nurtured existing ones. Young Thug demonstrated through the act of rebuilding that even in the face of a terrible betrayal, true strength resides in the capacity to rediscover hope, heal, and emerge stronger than before. Young Thug's unshakable resolve and tenacity allowed him to soar to greater heights despite the obstacles and betrayals he encountered. His music changed as he did, and as a result, it connected with his audience on deeper levels. The difficulties he overcame just spurred his enthusiasm as he fought the odds and displayed his genuine brilliance. By remaining persistent, young Thug not only overcame difficulties, but also cemented his status as a true music hero, inspiring fans all over the world and establishing a lasting legacy as an artist who exhibited the power of authenticity and unbridled ability in overcoming the most difficult challenges. Young Thug has evolved into a living example of perseverance and atonement as a result of his path today. He became a source of inspiration as a result of the hardships he underwent, particularly the betrayal of his fiercest associates. His steadfast dedication to loyalty and tenacity in the face of hardship serves as a great example for all aspiring musicians and fans. Young Thug's Deadliest associates' cautionary tale serves as a sobering warning that success and popularity frequently come at a high price. Relationship rifts and a lack of trust may result from the industry's temptations. However, Young Thug's tale also demonstrates the tenacity of true ties and their capacity to weather even the most ominous storms. Young Thug's character and artistic ability have changed as a result of these struggles. His music now has a more meaningful, profound meaning that connects with his listeners on a human level. Every song's lyrics are filled with hard-won knowledge of experience, and every melody carries the weight of resiliency. Young Thug has gained fans' respect as an artist who has remained loyal to himself and his principles during his ascent to fame, in addition to winning their hearts. So this is all about Young Thug's tragedy, but a warrior always remains a warrior. That is what Thug has proven. What is your take on it? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share.